Welcome to Zennurgy, the interactive podcast providing resources for building a better life. I am Zenasepoetry. I'm your catalyst, your conduit, your coach to that better life. A coach draws out hidden potential in a subject. A conduit provides a connection, and a catalyst sparks change. And I am here today with John Ross Dike first. And he is an actor, he's a podcaster, he's a videographer. He has a lot of little irons in the fire. He creates merch, stillvisionary.com, What's Next podcast. So he does lots of stuff. And we are here to talk about control. And we actually happen to be Virgos.
Right.
So I know everybody out there in the audience is saying, Virgos talking about control.
Right.
It's about time. Oh my gosh. Virgos have this reputation for being control freaks.
Right.
I think I'm not a control freak at all. You know, one of the guys I dated said I was, that was why we didn't work. I didn't think I was at all. I just thought I had certain standards and expectations. And, and I thought they were very reasonable.
Right.
You know, but they say Virgos are very detail oriented, that we like things our way, that we are very organized. I don't know if you look at my desk and say I'm very organized, but they say all these things about us. You know, for me, I think control has two sides, and I'm going to get your take on this. I think there is that idea of self-control, which everybody needs, and we all need to really have control of our emotions, our lives, you know, be directed, self-directed. And then I think there's that control of trying to control everybody else and everything. And that's where things can kind of get out of hand, because sometimes you try to control too much and you can't control it, and it drives you crazy.
Right.
Or you try to control people and you can't control them, and that drives you crazy. And so I think for me, I have had to learn to let some things go and flow with some things and allow a lot of things, and to not want things to be perfect, to just want things to be good enough, you know. So when I say control, what comes up to you? What comes to mind? You picked this topic.
Yes, I did.
So what did you want to talk about with control?
I think it's the essence of who I am as an artist. I think that I am who I am today because I took control of, some would say, my own fate, my own destiny. And I'm seeing that, I'm seeing that it takes a lot, but I feel at ease with being able to control, specifically speaking about control, being able to control what interests me and what I feel will better me off as an artist, as a creative. And so, control is everything to me. I gotta have it. And it derives from being rejected in projects, having the turnaround time of, a production of a T-shirt take too long, pain, cutting out the middleman. So everything that I do now I have to have some kind of say. I have to have my hand on it. Otherwise I feel like, people are taking advantage of me.
I can understand that, because as an artist, everything we do represents us, and it represents our image. And so in that aspect, I have to have control of some things. Like if I draw out a design or I have a certain design, it may take 3 or 4 takes for me to feel like, oh, that's what I want. That gives me the feeling, that represents the image, that represents me. You know what I'm saying? And some people would be like, well, why wasn't the first take good enough? Because it wasn't right.
Right.
It wasn't right for me. It might have been right for somebody else, but not for me. So, I think that's how some people can say that we are demanding. We are, when I say we, I mean Virgos, demanding and perfectionists. We're called perfectionists in a sense. So I can see that wanting to have control over, as you said, your destiny, wanting to have control over what represents you, wanting to have control over if you're spending your money with somebody that they're giving you exactly what you expect or as close to what you expect as you feel comfortable with.
Right.
Yeah, I could resonate with all of that.
I think that for me, control comes all the way back to being fed that you can change the outcome of somebody's approach in life, their destiny, by a single project. And initially, when I was fed that, I'm not a skeptical person, and I'm not a pessimist. So I always look at it from the glass half full. And so being told that, you know, you don't believe it at first. This is the pessimistic side of me. I don't believe it at first, but then when you start to buy in, you expect it. And, you know, you go out to these shows, you speak about shows all the time. You go out and you do a live performance, and it takes everything out of you. You rehearse for months and months and months for one night. And you're expecting that when you get done with the product, somebody's going to approach you and say, hey, you know what? I want to see you in this. I like the way you did that. Are you signed anywhere? Who's your agency? Who's representing you? Can you help me with this? And it didn't occur to me. It didn't happen that way for me. So I said to myself, nah, there's something they're not telling me. All the while, you know, there was no exposure. There was no exposure in what I was doing at the time. And I've always been a type as an independent artist that I had to kind of go out and market it myself. I had to produce it some way, because in Houston, Texas, as an actor, we don't have a lot of opportunities out here. So when you hear that one radio ad on radio, you see people that you never thought would be there. People that you're saying, hey, I'm doing a show. They've never done a show before, but this ad says taking anybody, and you see that person there. And so I'm thinking to myself during this time, how do I go about getting this feeling again in my own aspect, the only way that I know how to do it? And so we venture out, contract this guy to film for us. And all the while, you know, for me, it's always been in the back of my mind, you can do it yourself. But you need sort of like a guide. You need somebody to kind of show you the equipment that they use, show you the positions that they're taking. Because in the beginning, it's just a part of your imagination, but you never really know how to make it come to fruition because you've never done it before, right? I'm not an actor because my father was an actor, my mother was an actor. I'm an actor because my lodge kind of put me up on that platform, and one opportunity led to another one. And so I'm watching all the time. And it took them hours and emails and days to get back. And I said, man, this turnaround time, it's not what I want it to be. So, you know, Control, then the ensemble, Control, they just cut you out. I hate being cut out of things. I hate being cut out of things, and I hate not being. Habakkuk 2:2-3 says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. You do what you do for yourself to prove you can do it for others. Even though the year of perfect vision needed corrective lenses, your vision was never out of focus. You remained still. You remained determined. Kobe said, the Mamba mentality is the attention to detail and the level of commitment. Run your race because you got time. Keep the momentum. Believe in your story, a creative story. Remember, never stay comfortable while trusting the process. Be innovative in your 720 hours. There will be stumbling blocks. You just keep pushing. Most importantly, what's next? Continue to drop.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday.